All right. I think I am live. Hello, Zen friends. Happy Saturday to you, or Sunday morning if you're on the other side of the planet, maybe. Welcome, everybody. Excited. Happy weekend. Hope you're enjoying the moments. We have a wonderful windy day here in Colorado. 70 degrees right now. So it's a warm one. It set new records. But spring is coming next week, so get ready. All right, we'll get into everything here. Of course, I'm excited to see what messages come in today. Before we do that, though, let's come back to this moment. We'll do that by taking a big deep breath in, holding it for as long as we feel comfortable. Slow exhale, coming out of the future, coming out of the past, coming out of the chaos of the outside world into this beautiful place of peace and unconditional love right here inside of us. So, and then we'll bring in the singing bowl for more beautiful energy. So, if you want to join me, let's take a big deep breath in. Here we go. Beautiful, beautiful. And of course, I will hit the singing bowl 3 times, and we will take a look at this energy inside of us, let it expand into our minds and all our thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, into our hearts and all of our emotions, into the core of our physical being, all our cells and our organs, our blood, our muscles, and our energetic system, our chakras, our meridians that run throughout our bodies, and of course, our auras, like a singing bowl, filling up with us first and then flowing out to the outside world, letting it do whatever it wants to do out there to make, this wonderful, wonderful love energy and vibration of the earth move higher in love energy. So we'll do that. Of course, something we can do always is focus on gratitude for what uh, we're grateful for in this moment. One thing, just one little small thing that we're grateful for immediately begins to raise our love vibration, opens us up to hear from spirit, and magnetizes us to receive more of what we're grateful for. So we'll do that. Um, so 3 times. Here we go. Remember gratitude. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. Wonderful energies. Always, always. Never, never doesn't, flow out. So I love that. So welcome everybody. Wow, what a wonderful energy. Well, we're in an Aquarius moon energy right now. So enjoy that quirky emotional expression. We love it. And we're preparing to move into Pisces moon. I think it's like on Monday. So that's my moon, and it's a very spiritual, dreamy energy. So good grounding before we head into that. So we'll be heading into that soon. So welcome everybody. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. If you're new to my channel or new to these readings, hello, hello. I'm your brother Z, and we are here to spill the tea. So welcome. If you want to know how the whole process works, all the information's down in the description area of the video. Basically, free readings are first come, first serve. Just put your question out there or your general reading. If you don't want to put your business out there or you don't know specifically what you want to know, you can ask for a general reading. We'll see what Spirit has to say. They know everything. If anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. I step out of the free readings, prioritizing those. We dive deeper, meaning we pull more cards here today. And so we spill more tea for those. Excuse me. Getting all choked up. And we also have what I call a fortune cookie, which some sort of oracle card to help round out your reading as a little dessert. Uh, if you want to make a donation, you can use the super chat at the bottom or in the description area of the video. Have my Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Square, and I just added Google Play. So if you're interested in that and available, I haven't used any of that yet. So I'll be excited to see how that all works eventually. And I don't have any set dollar amounts, so whatever you give from your heart, I know you're giving what you can. Cost of living is different, rate of exchange is different across the world. I get it. So I just know and trust that you're giving what you can. So I honor that. I also know that not everyone can give, and it's not in a place to be able to give. So I do try to get to free readings every session, 2.5 hours in. I do step away from donations if I haven't got to any free readings. Dive into 30 minutes of those, return to finish out donations because I always finish those every session. And then usually I return back to complete out as many, if not all, of the free readings too. My record is over 7 hours. I know, it's like a full-time job, but it's not a job when you enjoy it, right? And then after each session, I do post a pinned comment listing all of the readings completed with timestamps because we're extra fancy here. So if you ever come back after a session and looking for your reading, just look for that pinned comment, click on that timestamp, takes you right to your reading. Also, I do offer paid readings, private readings. If you're looking at having something separate, I do live. And also, I have recorded readings too at a reduced price where you send me your questions. I record it, upload it to a private area on YouTube, send you the link that only you can access via that. And you can go that way too. Every new moon and full moon, I do have a drawing to give away a 30-minute personal recorded reading, or one of my energetic hedges. So if you want to get into those, there's always the link to the playlist is down in the description area of the video. So if you check that out, here's the link for the one for the new moon coming up next week. I know it's on Wednesday. And so it actually happens while we're live. So I'm gonna have something maybe where right when we hit the new moon, I think it's like 7:52 p.m. or something like that, my time. We'll step out of all the readings, do a little new moon ritual, and then return back to the readings. I feel like that's what we're gonna do. We'll see. Also, and well, I do pull the winner that day in the morning or afternoon, post the winner on a separate video. So that will be done before we start the evening session on Wednesday. Also, before every new moon and full moon, I put out a little video talking about making the most of the moon energy. So this one here is for making the most of the new moon energy. It's specifically in Pisces. We talk about 10 new moon wishes and intentions. So if you want to use that energy, it's powerful because 2 days later we go into Aries season and spring. So that's about putting all our dreams and stuff into action. So an important new moon, they're all important, but this one, um, is extra kind of, I guess I would say, powerful and, um, with a lot of purpose because in April, we also, go into having all planets, even outer planets, with, nothing in retrograde. Um So powerful movement, forward energy. So now it's really good to get those intentions going and knowing what we want to plan. So check out that video if you want to know more about all that. I'll shut up. I say it all in the video, but just in case you don't watch the video, I just want to make sure you know, very important time. Also, we do have a podcast called The Easier Path, which is free. And so if you want to check out that podcast, that's the most current episode, but there is 12 sessions, 12 episodes, which talk about things in our life. I usually talk about a drama or trauma I've been through in my life, which everyone can relate to because we don't have unique paths. We just have unique situations. But at the root, we all live a lot of the same stuff. But it talks about why the human does what it does, and then spirit's perspective and hints from spirit on how to um, make it an easier path instead of a harder one. So all the playlists are linked down in the description area, and then of course, if you go to my main YouTube channel page, all the big playlists are at the top. So if you ever want to catch up on anything, that's where you can find it. Today we are going to be using the Dark Fantasy Tarot deck. It's a beautiful deck. So we'll be using that. Going to continue to use for donations, your first donation will come from the Queen of the Moon Oracle. Still got ways to go on those. And then if you make more than one donation, then we'll pull from the Little Dreamers deck as well. So that is where we're at on all of that. We will make sure we have the list all updated here, and then we'll get into it and find out what's going on. So we'll start at the bottom. We got Livier Vagata in the house. Hey, hey, hey. Good to see you. Hello, hello. Blessed Saturday. We got Deb in the house. Hello. Good to see you, my friend. And we got Plate of Spaghetti in the house here. What you said you're poor for this moment. But the more you're grateful and grateful for what you do have, you might draw in some big money, right? You're in a better mood today. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad that you're feeling better. Um, and I do see your question up there. I'll get you on the list. And we do have Deidre in the house. Hey, Deidre, good to see you. I do got your donation came through the Venmo. So we do have you on there. And let's see here. That's there. We got Maria P. Hello, hello. I got you on the free reading list. I got a PayPal came through. Is that Maria? It sure is. I had a feeling because I'm psychic. No, because that's how it normally works. So we get you here. Let's see, that came in after Deidre. So we'll put you on there. We got Rose Crump in the house. Hello, good to see you. We'll get you on the free list here. Okay, and then there you are, Plate of Spaghetti. So we will get you on the free list there. And then I think I have everyone else listed here. So we got Ashish Balkaran. We have you on the free list. We got Jojo. I got you on the donation list. So hello, if you're awake, you'll be arriving any moment. I can sense it. You're probably watching right now. And so I'll give the list where we're at in donations, and then I'll give a quick one on the free reading. So if you're watching and waiting, you can kind of know where you would be once we start those. Um, let's see, we got that. And then we have Leslie. Hello, hello. Oh, well, that's right. Is it St. Patrick's Day? Is that next week? Yeah, I think it is. So happy St. Patrick's Day early. And I got you on the free list here. We have Sworoot Bobby from earlier. We got you on the list as well. Good to see you. And we got Sudeshna Ghosh times 2 for the donations. So hello, hello. Good morning to you. Other side of the world. We got Touch of Love in the house from earlier. So Touch of Love, I got you on the list here. And let's see, we had Nancy earlier. Amazing, generous offer. Oh, you must have seen the giveaway trailer that I have on there. So hopefully you I don't know who has entered in that or not, but make sure you enter on the actual video to get into the drawing on Wednesday. Then we got Aditi in the house from earlier. Hello, hello, and Minnie Heel. And we have Kritika Sayani. That's easier to say for me than your Mahadev. Probably always murder that. Healing Tarot. Good. I didn't know that was you. So good. You will be up first on the free readings once we get to that far there. And Olivier, I do see your question. I'll get you on the free reading list here. And Deidre, I see your question for your donation. I don't know why I'm speaking with a bad French accent, but there we go. All right. So I have the list. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm so grateful. Thank you for the thumbs up too. It does show me that you're enjoying your sessions and your readings, and it's a way to show me and the channel some love. And you're part of the love tsunami. It actually seems like a small thing, but if it's something everyone can do for free, that helps promote my channel and get me in front of other people and my videos in front of others as well to help spread the love. So thank you guys so much for that. All right, so let's take a sip. Cheers, cheers, everybody. I love you, and I'm so glad you're here. All right. So let's get the party started. Get this shuffled up here. And oh yeah, so the the order of the readings here. We'll have Sudeshna goes up first for times 2, and then Jojo, if I see her question out here, and then Deidre, and then Maria P. For free readings, I've got, excuse me, Kritika Sayani up first, then Minnie Heel, Aditi, Touch of Love, Sworoot Bobby, Leslie, Ashish, Plate of Spaghetti, Rose Crump, Maria P, and then Livia Bagara is who I have here as well. So that is the skinny. So let's dive in. All right. Up first, we got Sudeshna, 1846. I keep on wanting to say that was a very good year back in our past life. So let's take a look here. So will you and your family be able to go to Orissa on Friday, the 20th of March? Stay 3 days. If yes, how will it be? All right, let's take a look here. So based on current energies, will your family get to go? I feel like most of you will. There's an extra card. We'll see what that's about. And how will it be? Okay, thank you. Got this, and this, and these two. All right. The bottom of the deck, you do have the Page of Swords, which does mean that there's some clarity that comes in around it, around this trip. So there's going to be some details coming up. Yeah, and you'd have the Seven of Cups, which the Seven of Cups is like mixed emotions about, is your family going to get to go? And I had a feeling that it's like most everybody will get to go. Not everybody. What was this one underneath? Yeah, because we have the Nine of Swords. There's someone that has a lot of fear around something that kind of blocks them from being able to go. It's like if there's someone going, "Oh God, what if I can't go? What if I can't go? What if I can't go? Oh no, no, no!" And then they can't go because their energy was putting out to receive it. So if you and that's the current energy. So it's still time to kind of adjust that energy for someone if they want to, because the wonderful thing about gratitude energy and higher vibration is it's so powerful. It just takes one of those intentions and true, sincere, gratitude energy sent out to counteract like a million lower vibrations. So it doesn't matter if, for 6 months I've been going, oh my God, I can have a moment of gratitude and it can switch things. So we're so glad for that, right? So most everybody can go there. Um, maybe one person won't be able to go unless they kind of adjust their attitude to gratitude. Um, and no, it's not you. In case you were wondering. Um, you're not the one left behind. um, how will it be? Well, you got the 9 of cups, which is like emotional dream come true and celebration and wonderfulness. So I do like that. Let's see some more specifics here too. And you got the Ace of Swords. So there's a lot of, again, this is clarity and seeing things from a different perspective because you had the Page of Swords below the surface. Kind of feel like some plans around the 3 days change. And if everyone kind of just goes with the flow and doesn't have all these, oh God, if this doesn't happen, the whole thing is ruined. It feels like there's this, yeah, let's just keep it gratitude, gratitude, gratitude for whatever's happening, then wonderful things and more wonderful things. But if we get caught up in the details of something not happening the exact way we wanted it to, collectively as a group, it'll start us down this wonderful path of learning what happens when we focus on lower vibration. Yeah, because you got the sun, you got the 7 of Swords. So this is kind of the choice energy. It can have a wonderful, bright, victorious energy, or the 7 of Swords is, um, you know, that this wonderfulness is stolen, right? Because the 7 of Swords is like the thief of thought. And what is happening here is it depends on the person, because one person can be experiencing it and going, "What a wonderful experience," and someone else can be like, "Oh, this is awful." And everyone's individual experience is up to them and what they're going through. So there is always opportunity for higher vibration if people choose to accept it. Yeah, we have let all the expectations go. Realize that you can't make everybody have a good time. You can give someone the world and someone could be in a little pissy ass mood and still have a horrible time. And that's okay. That's not your responsibility to make everyone else happy. You can only choose for yourself. Vibrate wonderful sunny, beautiful love energy. That can make it easier for other people to choose it, or harder if we're being grumpy pants. But whatever, energy you're putting out, it's still up to whoever, is making their own decisions for their own self. So, that is what comes in here. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, and even with this 10 of Swords, I mean, this is all about put an end with the Death card and the 3 of Swords, putting an end to expectations. I feel like this is a great opportunity for you to see that when you let go of the supposed to be, the should be, the need to be, the have to be, the must be, that you can have a wonderful time even when other people are having a horrible time. And you're going to be able to see the power that you have over your life and the power you don't have over other people's lives. Because, I know your heart, you try to make sure everyone is having a good time, and that if someone's feeling down, you try to cheer them up. But some people might just be determined to have a horrible time in the moment, and that's okay. That's part of their journey and that adventure. You don't have to solve that for them. So I like that. So let's see here what your fortune cookie is for this experience. What else does Spirit have here for you? All right, this is the one here. So for this one, you get the Queen of the Moon Oracle. The second one, you get the Dreamer's card. Yeah, look at this beauty. Number 20. Beautiful, beautiful card. Let's see what this comes in here. Sorry, I got a throat lozenge in. So, beauty is like medicine. It can heal even the most broken spirit. Beauty is everywhere in nature. Just look. Beauty comes in many forms, and we can choose to find it. I love how I look. Rid yourself of clutter and what you find disagreeable. Your affirmation, I see beauty everywhere and it raises my vibration, right? Whatever we're looking for, we can find it. If I want something to be angry about, I can find it. If I want something to feel grateful about, I can find it. If I want to find something sad, I can find that. If I want something that makes me feel joyful and whelmed with happiness, I can find that too. That's our power. Whatever we are looking for, we can find. Like there's this little boy I talk about every once in a while, and I wish I kept the video because it was one of those on Instagram that suddenly was gone, and I'm like, "Oh, no," because moved it and it refreshed, and I didn't get to find it again, but he was this little boy, and it was like a master in a little boy's body because he was speaking like an adult, and he was, like, saying, "Whatever you focus on the most, you can become an expert at," and so if you look for what's wrong in a situation, you can become a master and an expert at finding something wrong in a situation when no one else can. But you can also look for gratitude in situations over and over where you can become a master and an expert in finding gratitude in things when no one else can either. So whatever you focus on, you get to determine what kind of expert do you want to be, right? So I love that. It goes on to say one of the high needs in my life is that of beauty. I need to be exposed to what I find beautiful, often to be at my best. You might find that a strange need, but it's far from uncommon, especially among creatives and artists. Beauty to me isn't lots of makeup or fancy skincare or society's current beauty ideal. For me, beauty is nature and having things I find beautiful in my environment. I look around me as I write and I can see the inky, dark clouds racing across a violent sky and the birds riding the wind, and it's beautiful. On my desk is a small piece of glass a friend made for me and a small bowl full of summer frangipani. I don't know what that is. Frangipani, probably like a flower or something. My feet rest on a hand woven carpet of desert colors, and my toenails are painted a shimmering turquoise, my favorite color. All of these are expressions of beauty to me. They raise my mood. They give joy to my eyes, my heart, and my mind. Everyone can experience beauty every day if they choose to look. One of the important differences between the ancient pagan and modern era of beauty is that the old ways state there's no need for the core of the self to be developed and strengthened to enable to foster true beauty. This is an important two-way double punch, as there is a strong mind-body connection when it comes to both beauty and vitality. Yes, while it is acceptable to use therapies that treat or beautify externally, it's equally important to stop bad habits detrimental to health that will interrupt the good that you're doing. For example, you could be using the most effective treatments on the market to nourish your skin, but if you can't give up smoking, there is a finite level of health that your skin can achieve. The unbalanced first world ideal of beauty is at its zenith right now, with more people than ever before undergoing and normalizing plastic surgery and injectable chemicals. Everyone has an individual right to decide how they wish their body to look and adopt an idea of physical beauty. However, it is the source of the influence that is worrying. Who told a woman who has altered her appearance that there was something wrong with her face, her eyes, her smile, her expression in the first place? Who had the audacity to say, "You are not enough," because she had some smile lines? Think about that. Who is making women in particular so fearful? Who or what wants you to question yourself and the very essence of how you interact with the world and why? Who wants you to be the same as everyone else and less of who you are? Society? Some marketing guy for big cosmetics? A retouched spokesmodel? Real beauty is hypnotic, yet in reality has less to do with youth than it does with the spirit coming through the skin. The word charisma comes from the Greek charis and ma, meaning the spirit shining through. I love that. Each of us possesses a unique beauty, one that gives us confidence if we recognize it. Each of us is desirable, each of us perfectly formed to be what we want to be. But should we become too obsessed by the external, something that is, after all, fleeting, we may become unhappy and chase an ideal that's impossible to uphold. Wow, powerful, right? Companion stone is Larimer, if you're into stones and um, crystals. Sorry, crunch, crunch. When I get a certain place on my cough drop or throat lozenge, I have to eat it. I just can't help it. I haven't learned to overcome that yet. All right. So that's for your first one, Sunesha. Powerful. And I feel like where you're going, recognize the beauty all around you. That can be like a fun practice is as you're there, what are all the beautiful things that you're seeing and talk about them. So I like that. Yeah, don't eat your crystal. I'll have to get dentures after that. All right. Sorry. I got a piece stuck here. All right. So let me catch up. I know we had some more people come in here. So I love that too, Leslie. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Hey, Jojo. Welcome, welcome. So I like we got your question here. We got Melissa Hodzik in the house. Hey, Melissa. Get you on the free reading list here. And I think that was everyone that had come in. The shirt. Whoops. So that's it without standing up. It's beautiful. Yellow, yellow, powerful energy. So there you go. I love my t-shirts. All right. So I think that is it. Let's take a sip and we'll continue on. So cheers, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. The one I had on yesterday said, a penny for your thoughts. I think it was yesterday. A penny for your thoughts seems too high of a price to pay or seems awful pricey because that's my reminder that other people's thoughts are opinions and why should that impact me at all? So usually my t-shirts are reminders for me. So I like it. All right, let's dive back in. So Sudeshna number 2, 3355. Here is your and I don't think yep, let me give your first one a love and a like. I didn't do that. And then your second one a love and a like here too. Excuse me, now I'm burping up the the cough drop. All right. So Sudeshna, how will your upcoming week be? Love, career, health, and guidance. All right, let's take a look here. So what about love? Okay. And then this is career. We have health next. Of course, disclaimer in the description area of the video, because I mention it every time you have this question. And then guidance overall. Anything else? All right. So your overall energy for the week itself, you do have the King of Wands. You get this quite often, this and the Emperor, right? Great reminders always for all of us that, we're the ruler over our life. And a lot of people might try to invade it, and they can't. No one can invade our life unless we let them invade and take on their thoughts and opinions as our own and the supposed to and should and all their expectations. We take those on as our own. But that all lives in here. And that's the stuff that we can overcome, and we get to choose what we want our kingdom to be and how it operates. And we get a lot of advice growing up, and this is about questioning, you know, is this the thought and story I want to believe, the emotion I want to feel, the physical actions I want to take, the energy I want to put forward? That's up to us. So it's really stepping into your power, discovering what it is you really want in your life, and then you make a plan and put energy behind it, and also be able to say when you want here, which is you can say that whenever you want, right? And I know cultures and different things, it's like so taught. You will not, and I mean, pretty much, I think every culture has children are not allowed to say no, or they get what's called a timeout or a spanking or a beating or some sort of punishment, right? And we're kind of taught you do not question authority. But as soon as we're old enough to take care of ourselves, we can start saying no to things in a loving way. And I know it's scary. I know the first times I said no, I started saying no in here first. And then I started saying no here when I wasn't in the presence of people, still saying yes to stuff. And eventually getting up to say, "Well, no, I don't really," and then bending when they, "What? Why not? Rah, rah, rah. Oh, no, okay, I'll do it, I'll do it." Yeah, like, "Yeah, I think I will," and then eventually backing up my no and sticking to it, regardless of the that comes from it. So we can do it in stages, we don't have to change overnight, just step by step, right? So, let's see here, for love was the first thing, right? Yep. So for love, you had the Page of Pentacles. I do feel here you are working on looking at your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way. You're looking more and more to define your self-love and your self-worth from inward. And that's part of the process that's going on right now. I still feel like you're in this um adventure, this quest of finding that. And so things have really slowed down in love so that you're raising that love vibration. So you're not drawing in, the lower vibrational relationships of the past, looking for our validation outside of us, right? You're finding your validation inward more and more and more and more, which is raising your love vibration. So right now, next week, it's more that still focusing in on who am I? Inward and upward, having that basis of that found there with the eternal unconditional love rather than, relationships or job or education or money, body, social status, and all that. So I do feel like you're still in a big transformational part of that there for now. For career next week, you do have the Devil card and the Chariot. Yeah, Devil card, we get that a lot for your work because it rules Saturn rules over Capricorn, which rules over the 10th house of work. So it is about letting go a lot of mindsets, kind of escaping the chains of thought that are holding you. And you have the Chariot card, which is power of choice and movement energy. So I do feel like this next week there are some important choices coming up for you and deciding, you know, I'm breaking free from these restrictive thoughts that are keeping me from, stepping into something else. All this, what will people think, and the fears of what if this, what if that, what if that, and going, what is it that I want? And then as soon as you like make the choice to step forward to go do something, then the waters part, then you're able to move forward and things will open up. But I feel like it's very important this next week that you make choice of what you want to do and um, not making what is they're saying? They're saying don't make your choices dependent upon what's happening out there. You decide, and then the outside world changes to match up to that. So it's good awareness. I love that. What else? Health. So let's see here, based on your current energies. Oh, yeah, I like this. Your health next week feels very balanced with the Queen of Swords. That's a balance between head and heart. Eight of Wands is a lot of more energy too. So it feels like health here wise, your body, your physical body feels more less extreme in things, and it just feels kind of like everything's running smooth. And I feel like if you've been feeling run down, I feel like you have energy back, and it's not anxious energy. It's like really positive energy. So if you've been eating differently, doing something differently, keep doing that because it seems to be helping your physical body. Overall guidance for the week. Yeah. You got the 10 of cups, which is joy, 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 and celebration. Three of wands is don't be afraid to change directions and follow your joy, follow your passion, follow your heart, because then you'll feel like living and you don't feel like you're just existing like in a prison. Both in love and career and body as well. Because, of course, joy energy, our body runs when it's, in fear, it doesn't run like it at its highest. When we're in joy, it runs at its most healing and self repairing and cell replacing and wonderfulness. So that's what they have for that. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in. This is from the Dreamers deck. All right. Oh, this one here. All right. Yeah. I know that sitting in silence is the surest way to hear my intuition speak. I am listening. Yeah, that joy, that place, that's our intuition comes from that higher vibration of gratitude and unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace. When we're in that, sitting in that energy of higher vibration, we hear the whispers. When we're in fear, it's so noisy, we can't hear but every other 10th word from spirit. And we're like, sandwich, what? I don't know what they're saying. All right. So that's what they have for you, Sudeshna. Hopefully that helps. And thank you again for your dual donations. I appreciate those. Right. So cheers, cheers, everybody. Take another quick sip. All right. So, Jojo, you are up next. Look, 4242. All right. So, Jojo, good to see your question. So, was today a total disaster? I think it was painful for both of us. At least you were spiraling a bit. Let's take a look here. All right, so let's take a look here. What does Spirit want you to know? So, do, did they? I feel like this is the overall Spirit's energy, but you want to know if it was from their point of view, did they feel it was a disaster? So we got Spirit's opinion, and then what does from their opinion? This is just an opinion. And then what else do they want you to know here? Let's take a look here. Good, 1, 2, 3, 2. Oh, countdown. All right. All right. And I like this. The bottom of the deck is the Page of Swords, which is about clarity, coming in. It's good. One of the things about when we're hanging out with people, whether it's friends or potential romance or whatever it may be, it's never a disaster, from Spirit's standpoint. And we'll look at the first card here, but this is already starting in already, that um we're learning a lot about each other, and we're learning about how someone reacts to situations. And if someone like reacts in a lower vibrational way of going, God, or whatever, and then they continue that way, because someone can react in a lower vibrational way and then turn around and apologize and say, this is where this comes from in me and blah, blah. You're like, wow, I love how they can communicate and how they deal with odd situations or, arguments and different things like that. It gives us information, and that's what this Page of Swords is. And if you can be true to yourself, what do they say? Someone that can't accept me at my worst doesn't deserve me at my best. I love that saying. because it's true. Because it's like, yeah, if someone's like, "Oh, no, you're only acceptable when you're matching my expectations," well, screw you. Anyway, so let's see what Spirit says here. Was it a total disaster? No, you got the Ace of Swords. So again, you got Page of Swords and Ace of Swords energy. So that message I just gave was that message. They're saying it's all about clarity and gives information. You learn about yourself where your fears are. They learn about their fears where they are, and we learn about each other. And that's wonderful. Now, what did they think? Was it a total disaster? It was death. Death and rebirth. And I feel like they're, uh this energy that they're getting here, they're pretty funny, this energy that they have coming through as this human. They're like, um, "End scene," and they're like, we need to reboot that and try again." Because they were like, "Okay, this let's end that and let's do it again." What they're showing me is, have you ever watched, like, Britain's Got Talent or American's Got Talent with Simon Cowell, and when someone's singing and they're like he's like, "No, no, no, no," and everyone's all, "Boo," and he's like, "That's" he goes, "Do you have anything else to sing? Because that wasn't really showing you your true talent," you know? And I feel like that's kinda what they were doing, is like, "You know what? Let's end that. Let's just let that die. Let's start it. Let's try again." And then usually the person's like does a song and they're like, "Whoa," you know? So I feel like that's kinda where they're coming from, is like, everyone has a bad day. Let's just and we'll try again." So, I like that. They're not bothered by it. They don't think it was a disaster. They're just like, feel like they're very, I wanna say forgiving, because they don't feel like there's anything to forgive. They're just like, "It happens. It happens to all of us. Happens to me all the time," is what he feels, and so they're doing that here. So let's see here. We got a 3, 2, 1. Let's see what else they have here for you. Yeah, so we have the 7 of Wands. I like this energy, not dimming your light, not asking permission to shine, but shining bright, just being yourself, because you don't want to be with someone that you have to hide your quirky, fun, what did you call your spiraling opportunities, right? You got the Page of Wands, which is be that fire that you are, and spiral out if you need to spiral out. And that's the kind of person we want, is someone who's fire resistant. If you're the sun, you don't want someone that's made out of paper that catches in and poof, like that magic paper that just disappears when your fire comes out. You want someone that's fireproof, made of asbestos, not asbestos. That's the poisonous thing, right? Well, I don't. There's something that resists fire, right? You want someone that's made of that. Oh my gosh, and the sun. So, you definitely, they're saying here, that is a wonderful thing, and I know we're taught to fear rejection, and what if someone doesn't like me? And it's like, well, if someone doesn't like me, I wanna know up front so I don't waste more energy on them. I wanna be able just to be myself and be, and if someone's gonna be attracted to that, Again, someone that loves fire is gonna be attracted to you. Someone that's allergic to fire needs to go find unfire somewhere else, right? Yeah, and it makes sense here with the fire, and that's great. I like that. Yeah, and you have the 10 of Wands, a ton of fire. What's next to it here? And the Justice card. Yeah, this wonderful balance, and again, the Ace of Swords, which is gaining a lot of clarity around things with the extremity. And I like the 10 of Wands because we can look at it as, "Oh my god, that's something horrible and a burden," or "What a gift," right? And it's like you're getting and gleaning this understanding of, you're gonna wanna be with someone who goes, "What a gift you are," not "What a burden you are." Because if someone goes, "Oh my god, I can't believe you're doing that," you're like, "Thank you for showing me that you are a" Bye. So, I like this, and I feel like this is part of your growth for where you're headed and where you're going too, that I don't dim my light, I'm me, and my uniqueness is what makes me stand out. I'm not gonna shrink to try to blend in because then you blend in. You're just one of, you know, a what, a bag of marbles that all look the same. You're like, "Oh, this one's better than it is the same as all the rest." No, you're like, "Oh, look at that one marble that's different from the rest. I want that one," right? So, it's a good energy. And the magician, oh my god, I mean, all of this is about power and energy and focus and magic, you know. You you don't wanna be like, you know, Bewitched where or the genie where they have to hide their power. You wanna be able to let your power and magic flow, so that, you can not explode. Because I think was it did we get something? I don't know, something's come back to my head. I don't know if it was your reading or something about because if we keep fire restricted, it becomes combustible. That's called a bomb. Because eventually, let's like nitro, you shake it up enough, kaboom. All right, let's see what else they want you to know here with your Queen of the Moon Oracle here. All right. And you've got focus, beautiful butterfly. Here's this energy around you. What is this moon? The waxing gibbous. So card number 14 says you must focus on the task at hand right now. There is no room for a scattergun approach. Put on the blinkers and do not listen to gossip or negative people. If you make a mistake, it is your mistake to make. Do not waste your focus. Do not split your attention into too many pieces. The affirmation says, I have a laser like focus that serves me well. What we place our focused attention on matters. Placing our undivided focus on something means we're more likely to take action on it. We are more likely to finish something we wish to complete if we focus on it. We are more likely to plan and succeed in our achievements should we take the time to focus on how. Even something as simple as eating a meal is more enjoyable if we take the time to focus on just that, eating and all of its sensory rewards. What hinders focus? Diversion. And it is often diversions we set for ourselves or that we allow. When we're afraid of our own growth or greatness, we may procrastinate. We might place drama in our own way. We may even focus on everyone except for ourselves and never have the time to do things we set for ourselves. Our heart's desire our heart's desires, therefore, never come to us. We might allow the opinions of others to get in the way, letting the criticisms and values of others affect us. This is useless. We need to forget about the gossip or opinions of others about what our society says. It's like we were talking about. Instead, turn your focus to you and what you are doing. Pay attention to you. You! Exclamation point. We need to focus instead on what feels so deeply good to us, what we really want, and what we want to place our laser like focus upon, and soon it will be ours. Wow. So, your companion stone is carnelian, but I like this because it's a good reminder that, our anxiety, and if you felt you were spiraling a bit, it could be that you were feeling out of control because you weren't paying attention to you, and what you were choosing, and you were out there wondering, what are they thinking? What are they feeling? What are they gonna do? What da 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 da. And it could be that in those moments, it's when we're kind of moving the definition of ourself just kind of subtly out there because we're caring about what someone else thinks about us. And we realize that's an opinion. It's not going to matter. um, anyway, because your love of your life is somewhere else. They're just a stepping stone. What do you care? All right. So that's what they have for you, my dear. Many blessings to you. So thank you again for your donation. I love your spirit guides. They're so funny. Ha ha. Just it's just a moment of, yeah, I just got distracted. It was a diversion. We get diverted by drama every once in a while, and that's okay. When you realize it, then you just don't beat yourself up about it and just go, "Oh, you know, it's an experience, it's information about me, what I fear, what I care about, and then I can just change it if I want." So, no harm, no foul, just information, right? All right, that's what they have for you, my dear. Cheers, cheers to you. Sleep tight when you eventually go to sleep. All right. Hey, Priscilla, good to see you. Thank you for your donation. We got you added on to the donation list. All right. So up next we have Deidre and then Maria P and then Priscilla. You'll be up after that. All right. So Deidre, your timestamp is 56:47. Hey, hey. Good to see you. Here is your timestamp. And let's find your question was up here. Let's see. Oh, thank you so much for your comment on the hedge of peace and love. Glad you enjoyed that. You said it's so nice, such a transformed experience. I love that. Definitely a place of love, such deep love. You don't get that with a lot of healers. Oh, thank you so much. You're so kind. I appreciate that. So, your question here, you say, so you're struggling today with the duality energy of everything. I hear you, right? You've been in deep meditation this week, which has brought you high perspective. You're just struggling with the balancing of it all. Yeah, I get it. Kind of the toppling of some energies. Um, because when our some core beliefs get shaken, kind of freaks out our inner children sometimes. So we'll pull some cards here. Oh, I miss Sean G. Hey, Sean G. I just saw your glowing red hair. So I got you on the free list as well. Impatient zone for like 5 months. All right, yeah, we'll see what we can find out here. We'll find out that first here. What's the source of the impatience here? What can you know and around that? Okay. So we'll see what that's all about. And then what's this sense of duality? What can we know about that that can help with balancing here? And thank you so much for your donation via Z Venmo. I was like all excited getting into your reading. I didn't thank you for that. I appreciate that. All right. So I feel like this is what we'll have here. Oh yeah, okay. You're definitely on the verge here of a new adventure with the Fool card, right? It's a world of possibilities. It's a lot of expectations. It's a lot of the boundaries falling away, which sometimes, like when we're clearing the table of our identity of some things, it can feel empty and it can feel uncomfortable. You also have the Ace of Wands on the bottom. So there is this new beginning energy, this new passion, this new excitement about life and some stuff guiding you in. You even have the Knight. Oh, yeah. So you've been doing this emotional inner work, right? Because all this energy on the bottom of the deck is the Knight of Cups, which is movement of emotion, quest of your self-love, and then also the Eight of Cups, leaving behind emotions and relationships that don't serve you anymore. And oh my god, all these it's just gonna be like the entire deck on the bottom. But just some underlying energies letting you know overall, you're in the middle with the Hanged Man of transforming like a caterpillar or like a butterfly into a mutant butterfly. It's like butterflies don't go into cocoons again. You're like, "I do." So you're like a mutant butterfly who's gone to a second chrysalis, and you're gonna come out like a mutant butterfly. We got the High Priestess too. Both of these cards are about this pulling back, connecting higher, pulling behind the veil, diving deep into the emotions, right? So you're definitely in this, huge change energy that's coming in. So that just know that that's all been bubbling below the surface, and it's all part of the process of and I feel like even you might feel like your wings kind of melted as this butterfly in the chrysalis because you're growing bigger wings, and these even have, like, metal foundations in them. Like, they're powerful wings to take you into places that you couldn't even go as a butterfly, never as a caterpillar way back when. But even as the butterfly, it's like, no, I need stronger wings. We're gonna let these melt off in the chrysalis and it's almost like Transformers, what I'm seeing. Like the wings are metallic, but organic too, but there's like this strong foundation. So let's see here. Let's talk about this. What's this impatience feeling you've been having for 5 months? Yeah. For 5 months, five of wands. A lot of conflicting energy. And I do feel here this transformation, you've been really, really um, excited about getting to where you are right now. And these 5 months is, it's almost like you felt like you were behind and now you're trying to catch up to something. And I feel like that's important to know is that there was no wrong choice. There isn't anything that um, distracted you, and you're not behind. You're in perfect timing because um, you needed to experience what you experienced on these little um, detours so that you would arrive perfectly on time, because otherwise you would arrive early and you'd just be sitting there and get bored and maybe lose interest. It's funny. But they were like, "Here, we gotta distract you." Not distract you, but it's like, "This is a piece that you need. This is a piece that you need. This is a piece that you need." And then if you didn't have those pieces when you got there, they'd be like, "Where's these pieces?" And you were like, "What? I gotta go find them." Then you'd be, like, rushing to go try to find these other things. So it's all been perfect for you. Let's see what these are here. Yeah. You got the Empress energy here coming in. So stepping in mamahood here, the birthing, definitely such an important part of your life. So, everything that had to do with the part of um, growing this beautiful child inside of you and the birthing of this child and the time and the energy and all the other kind of burdens from the outside world that were coming at you with it was all teaching you, and of course you don't have any um regrets about their birth. They're like your bundle of unconditional love, but they're like everything that came around that was for you as well, even the crappy stuff. And then yeah, you needed this with this 9 of pentacles and the 6 of pentacles. A lot of what you learn through this is being open to receiving from people. This was this desire to be independent. I don't want to depend on anyone. I need to be self-sufficient. Da 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 da. But this is that learning to accept help, learning to ask for help, and but being open to receiving. And I like that. I know, like you said, some of your clients were so, you know, so generous and supported you while you were getting back on your feet and all this, and you're like, "Oh god, so uncomfortable." But you learned through that, and that it did challenge your sense of worth, of deservedness, And that's what came up through all that too, right? He is beautiful and perfect. You did all over again. He's such a cutie. And then what else is here? You have the Queen of Wands. Yep, it really was stepping into your power, and you learned a lot about yeah, and this makes so much sense of sharing your fire, what you'll accept, what you won't accept, shining bright, stepping into your authority, realizing also whatever you focus on is what grows and expands. So, I feel like they're just showing you 3 huge things you learned during that kind of 5-month period, and, but everything was on purpose for a purpose, and so this change of going, "Oh, okay," the kind of the impatience falls away when I'm realizing I'm right on time. I'm keeping, pace with the storm, and it's perfect. I'm staying in front of the storm. I'm not falling behind. I'm perfectly on time. I like that, in energy. And, they're showing me Lord of the Rings? Lord of the Rings with Gandalf the wizard, and they're like, "You're late," and he's like, "A wizard is never late. We always arrive precisely on time." So, I love that message there for you. Alright, so that's for the first part. The second part around this duality, this energy here, what do we have coming in? Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, here we go. So we do have the Knight of Pentacles, which is the quest. It's the slowest moving knight, right? But it has been the quest of stepping into a new way of looking at your worth. So this is kind of like moving from the Knight of Pentacles was this reading we just did, which is they're explaining it was all part of the quest. And now this is part of it too, with the Two of Swords, the duality of lower vibration and higher vibration. And the underlying energy of this part of it is that you are learning about your power of choice and that there is no wrong choice. I feel like where the struggle is feeling that you're always supposed to be choosing the higher vibration, not and then, oh, the lower vibration is wrong, right? That's what we're taught. It's funny after I moved all these cards off from the earlier, the bottom of the deck is Justice, Libra, balancing energy of thought, which is you're learning a lot about where unconditional love is, and it's allowing you to instead of looking at the stuff, because we're overloaded with lower vibrational thinking growing up, a lot of opinion of lower vibrational humans, and our plate on this side or the scale doesn't have a whole lot of higher vibration, thoughts and beliefs on it until later in life, which you've been, tick, 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 right? But what you're doing now is instead of just taking these things off, you're taking these old beliefs and you're transmuting them into higher wisdom. And what that does is it allows things to move fast. It allows things to balance off fast. So I feel like there's just a little change of the story that lower vibrational things are bad. They're just different. And when we look at it as there's just different choices with different experiences and different outcomes. And you came here to experience and you're perfectly doing that. Um, so I like that. That's the intro. Let's see what these other cards are here. Hey, you got the Magician, the Nine of Cups, and there is this energy here of that you have everything that you need inside of you right now. And the Nine of Cups, even, is an energy of the Hermit Nine and self love, and that there is no need of anything more. You were perfect before you were born. When you were in the womb, you were perfect. And every moment, nothing has impacted the perfection of who you are. And you've always had everything you needed inside of you because that's that love from above. And what you're learning is, and this goes into this feeling of shaking, which is that the things that we were taught to define ourselves and that meant things about us were lies, that they're not. It was a human facade of, oh, this defines you, that defines you, that defines you. And you're realizing, oh, this doesn't. But that's the uncomfortability is like as we're moving stuff off the table that aren't art doesn't define us, we're burning away that which is not us. The table becomes emptier and emptier, and we're like, this feels uncomfortable. I'm used to having a very cluttered table of self-worth things, but it's becoming very simple where there's just a chalice in the middle, and that chalice is your high love, and this beautiful flow of higher vibrational love energy is flowing in and filling you up and overflowing, and you're like, "Can life be that simple?" It is, but our human tries to definitely make it, complex. What else do we have here? Yeah, 5 of Cups. So transformation, the power of emotional choice between lower vibration, higher vibration. We came down here to experience the contrast, and what's beautiful about duality, I usually bring up this, tapestry over here, because if it was all beige, you wouldn't see the design. If it was all black, you wouldn't see the design. But because of the shadow, the lower vibration, we see this beautiful symbol in the middle. We also see all of this around here that wouldn't be there. And same thing, if it was all black, we would just see a nice black wall. So this duality is wonderful. Yeah, you have the 3 of Cups, the joy, the 8 of Wands, and I do feel like this is your spiritual posse with the 3 of Cups bringing a lot of messages for you too. You're very open to hearing from them, um, and they're with you, and they have no supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be, must be's, you know? It's what I love about spirit when we ask them, "What should I do?" And they're like, "What do you feel like doing?" And you're like, "Well, what's the right thing to do?" And they're like, that's a new word. What does that mean?" "Well, like, what's the thing that you guys think I should do? And what if I don't do, you'll not like me if I don't do it." They're like, there is no, they don't have judgment. They don't have right, wrong, good, bad, better, worse, whatever. Everything just is. And it's beautiful because we're eternal. We're going to experience everything. So there's no wrong. There's this different. It's like temperature, different, different sides of the scale of, there's heat and there's coolness. And like during the, hot New York summers, a cool pool, oh, yes, I'm gonna dive into that. Hot tub may not be something I wanna get in, you know, but after the sun goes down and fall comes and winter's here, a cold pool, I'll get into the hot tub, but even the hot tub after a while, you feel like so hot, you wanna go plunge into the lower, lower temperature pool and then jump back into the hot tub. It's not right or wrong, it's just different, and at different times, we wanna experience different things, and it's all okay, right? And then lastly, you got these here. Yeah, you got this wonderful 4 of Cups and the King of Cups. King of Cups is the balance between the head and the heart, between thought and emotion. And the 4 of Cups is reaching a balanced emotion, but sitting in balanced emotion too long, it becomes stagnant. So there's a fine line between having a balance of our head and our heart and getting bored and sitting in something. We're always wanting to grow, and that's what happens. Growing pains, are what, is what that's where our life happens. In fact, I think I just posted today, it was something by Humble the Poet that said, "There is no growth in our comfort zone, and there is no comfort zone in our growth." Something like that. I posted it today on my social media and also on this other one, and I loved that, there. Yeah, an Ace of Swords. So, a lot of clarity, bringing clarity. It's all about knowing that we have the power to change the story when we're when we're ready, and there is no wrong or right. Um, there is no wrong or right choices with that. So there's just different. So I'm going to shuffle these back into the deck here. There's a lot of cards, so I'm not going to put them in individually. Let's see what your fortune cookie comes in. You got Queen of the Moon Oracle. So very fitting for you. Let's see what else they have here. Here we go. So what else about this balance? Yeah, we got this wonderful trust energy. What is this? A duck with a nest on top of your bubble? I like that. What is this? Oh, this is the egg moon. It says, trust yourself. Develop self-trust and joy will follow. You can rely on your own capabilities. So begin to plan carefully for the future. Your affirmation is, it is the beginning, and I trust myself in all things. It says, apart from the trust we might develop spiritually with our higher power, self trust is the basis of all other trust. Self trust is a surety that we can rely upon ourselves, that our decisions are valid, that we ourselves matter, that knowing ourselves combined with trusting ourselves leads to better, more informed decisions about all aspects of our life, including career and relationships. Self trust is far more than a flashy show of confidence. It is deeper and farther reaching than that. It is security at the very core that no matter what, our wisdom matters and it is best. It allows for flow and for faith in oneself and the way you do things, moving and choosing in the world. Self trust is a full acceptance of self. As accepting one's self becomes easier, thus self trust will begin to shine. This gives great momentum to anything we choose to tackle or do. Our ancestors saw spring, the great thawing, as a new beginning next week on March 20th. They would walk in the marshes and plains and find newly laid eggs. More than just a symbol of fertility and new hope, the eggs meant that the worst of the cold was over and that that new life really was here. The egg moon was a time of celebration and rejoicing. Wow. It's interesting that the companion metal that comes with this is iron. And what was I talking about? Your new wings were made of metal. So here you go. Maybe they're duck wings. They're not butterfly wings. I tell you, it's going to be a mutant butterfly. All right. So that's what they have for you, my dear. Hopefully that helps. Thank you again for your donation. I greatly appreciate that. Many blessings to you. All right. So let's do another cheers here. I can do a couple more shout outs here. And we'll get back into the readings. We got Cat Mia in the house. Hey, Cat Mia. Good to see you, Meow Meow. We'll get you on to the free list here. We got Tan Hopkins in the house. Hey, hello, hello. I don't see a question from you yet. So if you put one out there, YouTube might be hiding it from me. So please share that again if you did put one out there. Good to see you though. I know wings. What? All right. I think that was all that came in since I said hellos before. So we will get back in here. Oh, very good. Absolutely. Look forward to it. All right. So, up next we have Maria P and then Priscilla. That's it for my donations, I believe, right now. So we will, if I don't have any other donations after that, we'll dive into free readings. All right. So Maria P, you are up. Thank you so much for your donation via Z PayPal. There is your timestamp, and I got you up here. Z email. So let's shuffle up. feel like I want to kind of move these around a little bit and shuffle again. Let's make sure all the cards are good and mixed. All right, so excuse me, Wally's thoughts and feelings towards you today. Okay, thank you. And then when you buy things for kiddos and show him what are his thoughts and feelings, what's coming for you guys next week? Jeff wanted to talk to you about something. What? What makes you stand out from all the other candidates that may apply for the role? Okay. Try that again here. What makes you stand out? All right. I feel like these two. And then updates. Excuse me, for work for you. We got a really windy days. We have high wind warnings going on, which of course is having everything riled up. I think that's why my I've been hacky today. All right, let's take a look here. So what's Wally's thoughts and feelings towards you today? Yeah, the chariot. Movement energy, victory energy. Really in this place of making choices. That's the power of choice energy that's coming in. And I feel like he's really zeroed in on trying to make choices and actions and really a strong motivation. I feel like maybe this spring energy, I just feel like I'm getting this built up Aries fire energy of go, go, go. And I feel like that, we moved into because this chariot rolls over all four horses, and we moved into the year of the fire horse. So a lot of action energy coming in here. So a lot of movement, a lot of passion that's rising up with all this too. But really positive energies. When you buy things for the kiddos and you show him, yeah, Six of Pentacles. He loves this equal giving and receiving energy. Just this um he just loves how you are so giving um and it makes him want to give because he loves seeing it and he loves the feeling. And he because your children are of course younger than his child, and he misses that, excitement when they receive something. Now it's like, "Oh, that's all you got me? I wanted a new car," It's not, like it was. And he's remembering what it was like to give, to young children, and he loves that. It gives him a little warmth inside. What's coming for you guys next week? Yep. You got this death and rebirth energy that's coming in here. I like this movement from one stage to another. It's not the ending of your relationship. Calm down. I'm just kidding. But no, really, calm down. um, so it's a positive kind of, it's almost like the world card ending and beginning. It's moving up to another cycle, moving up to another cycle, moving up to another cycle. It's not the huge one. He goes in baby steps, you know. He likes taking it little one step at a time, making huge leaps. Um, I feel like he's beyond that in his life because when he did that before, he ended up getting stuck in places, and he's like, "No, we don't wanna do that. We wanna make," because you can adapt and you can change and you can choose the best path together instead of huge leaps. So, enjoy each little stage, but from I feel like their perspective, they're making another little movement. Um, oh, Jeff wanted to talk to you about what? Yeah, some emotions from below the surface here, some hidden emotions. So they wanted to reveal some stuff here with the moon card. So they wanted to talk about, how they feel and find out how you feel and possibilities and emotions. So anyway, that's what he was going to talk about. What makes you stand out from the other candidates? Take a look here. Wow. You got the Wheel of Fortune and the 10 of Pentacles. So I feel like here productivity feels a lot here. I feel like, both of these huge um, uh, energies of fullness, especially of the outside world. But this ending and beginning energy really is coming in here that um, I feel like you're able to like quickly produce. I feel like is that. And I know some of the other cards you got were like you like to learn methodically and slowly, but then get out of your way. And they see that and they notice that you you don't just rush and assume and go. You like to make sure you understand everything. And then you do have a great understanding because you build it slowly, then it's solid. And then it goes forward. It doesn't woo woo. Your productivity doesn't go huge, huge ups and downs. It's tick, 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 and then it stays. For the most part, everyone has, flows like that, but it's not like you do well and then it crashes. And I feel like that stability is very important and that has you stand out because I feel like you've achieved different things, multiple different areas, multiple different um, experiences on your resume, but within the company too, it feels like you've had significant um, successes in learning things in different areas. So I feel like that variety maybe too. Updates on work for you. You do have the 2 of Wands. Yeah. I feel like you're gonna have you keep on getting this power of choice energy that comes in that it's up to you. On one hand, with the 2 of Wands, it is an energy of whatever you focus on is what you draw in. So the more grateful you are and joyful and happy and that you draw in things that match it, the more fearful you are. The more expectations you have, the more need and want, the more lack you have, right? So it's about paying attention to where you're focusing your energy around work, really everything in life, right? Um, but I feel like you're going to have a choice between two things. Again, it just keeps on coming up here for you. Let's see what your fortune cookie brings in as well from the Queen of the Moon Oracle. And you've got the masculine lunar god. Woo! Maria, stay away. I'm going to tell Wally. Anyway, this is the lunar god. So let's take a look here and see what we've got here. It's time to step forward and lead. Be the leader in your own life. You have more power than you think. It is time to formally learn more. Enroll in a course or learn a new skill. Here you go. Offer your protection to someone weaker than yourself. Take steps to improve your health and vitality. The affirmation is may the positive attributes of the masculine align with me. We all have divine masculine, divine feminine within us. And that masculine energy is about the power, like the 2 of Wands, or you get like the King of Wands and the Emperor a lot, right? It's that energy of I decide what I want, I make a plan, I put energy, I move forward with it. It says, while lunar gods are rare, usually their realms are the solar. This is the moon, lunar. They are conspicuous when they appear. The Australian Aboriginal deity of the Wanarua tribe, a tribal area in Baime, Baime, I don't know how you say that, encourages us to observe the laws of the land and to appreciate the beauty around us. They're depicted with having big eyes and no mouth, teaching us that sometimes beauty does not need to be spoken about, just witnessed with the eyes of our head and of our heart. The Norse god Mani, the moon himself, teaches us to be wise and about the passage of time. The Mesopotamian Sin shows us how to ask about the future and how important it is to protect the weak. There are many more. The traditional positive attributes of the masculine, such as strength, physical vitality, power of will, shielding and protection of the weak, are important for anyone to adopt, no matter their gender or orientation. Should you pull this card, it is asking you to step up into your power, into your uniqueness, and offer your guidance to those who may need it. Wow. Your companion stone is black opal. So that is what they have for you, Maria. So thank you again for your donation via the PayPal. We'll circle back around for your free reading here eventually as well. All righty. So cheers, cheers, everybody. Take a sip and we will move to Priscilla. Hey, cheers. All right. So Priscilla, we are 1:30:49. Here's your timestamp. Thank you for your donation. We'll give that a love and a like since it lets me here. And you wanted to know here a general energy, please? Absolutely. So we'll take a look here, see what spirit has for you right now. So what does spirit want you to know? Okay. Do have these. Oh, we got that one there. All right. Do this one and this one and these four like that. All right. What do we have coming in here? Well, feels like this has somewhat to do with a relationship reading because you got the Two of Cups, important relationships. Doesn't have to be romantic, but with this Ten of Pentacles, which is one of my relationship cards, I kind of feel like it is a little bit. There is this, yeah, because underneath those, we do have the Lovers card here and the Tower, which does kind of speak to someone being removed out of your life suddenly, and that it does happen for us to make space for someone or something that is more in alignment with our higher self. Yeah, there is all this fire. Wow, all this fire energy underneath the surface here. I'll get clarity here, but it does appear that I don't know if this person that was removed out of your life was a fire sign, because we've got the Knight of Wands, which is an energy of someone that might be very passionate, but they can't um, have the satisfaction with just one person. They kind of do multiples. And we got the Sun, we got Leo energy with the Sun and the Strength card, two Leo fire sign energies. So there's a lot of this that's going on here below the surface. And even the Hierophant, which is the ruler over change, but also an indication of someone being a stepping stone for us to learn a lot about ourselves so that we can transform and see things differently, let some old things fall away so that we can raise our vibration and have a higher vibrational relationship with someone else. Because you do have the Hanged Man, which is kind of like a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly. So I feel like you either have been on this journey for a little while, or it could be recent, of course, as well. But I feel like all these cards on the bottom of the deck are just talking about this transformation of a relationship, and that might have ended because someone it's like one person doesn't seem enough of them for their passion. It just feels like they're because they had um, defined themselves through physical attraction and energetic attraction, not love and emotion, but through motion and intimacy, that they didn't know how to express love. And so, you know, but they feel empty. Their heart feels empty because they're trying to fill up something that requires water with fire, and the fire just burns away the emotion. So they feel empty. And so they feel like, well, it must be this person. Maybe I need to be with this person. And then they're with this person, feel the same way. Well, maybe I need to be with this person. And then they're not without, and they're like, maybe I need to be with two people or three or four, And I just feel like that's kind of their, not as an excuse for their actions, but the source of their actions. And And I feel like it's important to know that this was not about your ability to please someone, that they can't be happy on the inside. I mean, they can't be happy on the outside until they're happy on the inside. Happiness is an inside job. You could never make them happy. They can never make you happy either, because you have to be happy on the inside, and then you're filling up with happiness. What other people give you is above and beyond extra happiness. But I feel like that's maybe one big thing you were learning through all this too, is that I have to be the one to make me happy. Let's see, that's the bottom of the deck. Let's see what the rest of the reading says. Yeah, the Four of Pentacles. This is a journey of self-worth. Four of Pentacles teaches us that, you know, we as humans are taught to define our worth by the three buckets of the outside world: relationships with humans, um, situations like jobs, education, social status, situation things, and things itself like our bodies, our bank accounts, our possessions. But all those things are unstable, right? Humans, they change, they walk away, they pass away. We define our worth by those human relationships. We feel unstable because those are unstable. Situations never stay the same. Things break down, deteriorate, blow up, burn down, stolen, right? So all those things are unstable. And as we define ourselves by it, that's why we feel that instability. And they're all pointing us back inward to the only thing that we can find in life that is stable, which is the eternal, unconditional love of the higher realms. Eternal, that's pretty stable, never ending, right? Unconditional, no conditions, nothing we have to do to earn it, nothing we can do to lose it. That's very solid too. So when we define our worth by that, solid, then the outside world changes from an unstable, falling short world to full and overflowing, because we're full, overflowing, and they become everything in the outside world becomes above and beyond extra. So we're like, woohoo, right? All right. Let's see what else we have here. These two cards came out together. Yeah, you got the Magician, and you do have the King of Cups too. So there is here, as you're raising your love vibration with this Magician energy, the King of Cups, it does say that there is someone out there that feels more compatible and matches your magic, matches your energy, where you don't feel like, I have to change to match their energy, or they need to change to match mine. There is someone out there that you just and that fits like a glove. It's such a compatible energy. You don't have to wonder where you stand and what they're doing and blah blah blah. They're reaching out to you first. What? I know. That's shocking that someone is actually a communicator and telling you about how they feel, and there's no secrets. It's like honesty. Whoa. I don't know. That's kind of sounds kind of crazy, right? What else we got here? You got the 5 of Wands and the 3 of Pentacles. Yeah. And there is this friend energy here. 3 of Pentacles can be like a friends group. 5 of Wands is another energy that can be friends, and that's what I'm feeling, is coming in here, that this relationship feels like, rather than boyfriend, this is my husband or or wife or whatever energy, it's this is my best friend. And it's like, I always thought like the kind of relationship that feels ideal is best friend sleeping over, where this is my best friend, and there's also all the other stuff that comes, with a relationship, but the foundation of it feels like friendship. And that's so different than expectations on this, boyfriend, girlfriend, or whatever. It's like feels versus wow, right? So I like this energy. Let's see what else we can know here. Yeah. You got the 3 of Swords and the Knight of Cups. This heartbreak energy that you felt, was part of your quest here of the Knight of Cups, of finding your self-love. And so, it's um It's part of the adventure, it's part of our journey as humans to experience what it might feel like to have our heart broken. But a heart is so powerful, it can never be broken. But that fear of not being enough, not being lovable, the fear that their actions or their non-actions, their words or their silence meant something about my worth. But as we realize, oh, that was telling me about them. What was bubbling up inside of me was telling me about my fears and my beliefs, the false beliefs that my worth depends on something out here, right? Back to that Four of Pentacles, when really my worth is in here and I'm priceless. I'm not, you know, when I define myself by the outside world, that's retail price, not self worth. Self worth can only come from self, inward and upward. Retail price is how much we think we're worth to others. Thing about retail price is it's always fluctuating and things eventually end up on the clearance rack, right? Reduced price, reduced value. But once we realize I'm priceless, there's no price tag on me, baby, right? So I love that. And then what else do we have here? Yeah, we have a little bit of time alone, and that's all right. The Hermit card allows you this healing time, reflecting on this, letting go of mindsets that don't serve you anymore, emotions that don't serve you anymore, energy that doesn't serve you anymore, even purging things in the physical world that don't serve you anymore, to make that space like the tower, to make space for something that's more in alignment, both mentally, emotionally, energetically, and physically, that matches who I want to be, clears away the paths for you to move forward. Yeah. So you can be true to your authentic self. The Empress is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. So this is this time here with this hermit energy to nurture and give yourself that love and find your self-love. Uh and I like that energy that's coming in here. You got the Three of Wands. Yep, because with new information that you learn in this kind of being pulled away energy, you choose to go a different way than you ever would have before with the beliefs you had around yourself before. So there is this energy of moving forward, yeah, in this death and rebirth. You rise from the ashes as a phoenix, totally new, powerful. And so the burning down, of the tower, the burning down of this idea of who you are and who you're supposed to be and what other people's actions mean about you, it's all burned down. And you rise again, like I said, powerful, not needing anyone but wanting. And just because we find that, one of the greatest examples Spirit gave me is, we're looking for a 10-course meal with 2 desserts, and we look to the outside world, and all the outside world can give us is it's a giant dessert bar. It's only 3rd dessert and 4th dessert and 5th dessert, and although that sounds yummy and it's enticing, and after a while, all those empty calories doesn't feed our heart. It wants a real meal with real, food. um, but the outside world can't give us that. We finally, eventually, with enough disappointment in the outside world, turn inward and upward. And what do we find? A 10-course meal with 2 desserts. And so we can fill up with that love on the inside. Does that mean we stop wanting dessert in the outside world? No, we just stop needing it because we're full. We're getting all the nutrition we need from that love. But we can always make room for more dessert. So instead of the outside world falling short, now when we're receiving dessert from the outside world, it's above and beyond extra. And where before, when someone would be bringing us 5th dessert and then goes, "No, you can't have that," we'd be like, "No, don't take my 5th dessert." Now we're like, "Phew, thank you, you're doing me a favor, I'm so full already." We're not impacted by it as much. So that's what they have for you, Priscilla. Your fortune cookie here. Oh my goodness. Yeah, we do have extremes with the hot moon. Whoa. Card 34. So let's take a look here and see what this brings in here. So learn how to handle crises with calm and resilience. Seeking balance is superior to seeking extremes. There are better ways to handle conflict than rage and outrage. There may be someone who seeks to disrupt your business or life in some way. This too shall pass. Your affirmation is I handle extremes with grace, yet I seek balance in all things. Says most of us have experienced extremes of weather, boiling hot days, or the freezing of snow and ice. You certainly know you are alive because the sensation can be so overwhelming or stressful on the body. The hot moon appeared in the hottest time of the year, where the days were longest and the rains less frequent. Similarly, we can experience extremes in life: death, job losses, relationship breakdowns, true fears, big conflicts, booms and busts, and yet, this is life. Our situation can change quickly for better or for worse. The hot moon challenges us to build our resilience and reserves of wisdom and calm for those times where things are at their extreme. It reminds us that developing grace under pressure is worth its weight in gold, and that even these extremes in time will pass. Your companion stone is the sunstone. I know, right? Woo! I got warm here all of a sudden. That's funny that the heat moon started to sweat, probably because it's hot outside. All right. So that is what they have for you, Priscilla. Hopefully that helps for right now. And that is what they have. So many blessings to you. All right. So that is it for my donations. So we will begin free readings here in a moment. Before we jump into that, I am going to go run to the little boys' room real quick, and then we will get into the free readings. So thank you guys so much for your patience, and I shall be back in 2 shakes. Well, that sounds bad. I'll be back in a moment. All right. Thank you guys so much. All right. Let me get my chair here, sit on my shirt. All right. You're very welcome, Priscilla. Hey, little cherry blossom. Good to see you. Hello, hello. All right. So let's take a sip here of some water, and we will begin free readings. So we will start up here with Kritika Sayani, which is also Healing Tarot. So let's take a look here. Here is your timestamp. Great. There we go. And Lily Cherry Blossom, I got yours. We will add you to the free list here too. All right. So, Kritika, what is coming in your life financially, right? Based on current energies. Let's take a look here. You've got the moon and the 9 of cups. Wow. There's a lot of emotional energy attached to your finances here. You do have the 9 of cups, which feels like, it's an emotional dream come true, but there's some hidden stuff that rises here with the moon that's below the surface. So I feel like you have this great possibility of some really significant higher financial, um, I was gonna call it booty, it's like treasure come in, but with the moon card, there is this, um it means that there's some emotion below the surface that kinda hinders that. And when I talk about that, that's we probably talked about it before, like the 6 of Pentacles energy, where when you're a young 7-year-old and younger, we develop our rate of exchange, like what we feel, what we have to do in order to receive. Like, I have to do 1,000 things, 1,000 abundance coins to get 1 abundant coin back. And that's what our inner child learns when it's growing up because it gave so much. It felt like it gave so much and it got so little back because all the people in their life didn't have a whole lot to give, spreading themselves out, when we're growing up as children, right? Excuse me. And I feel like there is this awareness around that for this transformation, for this change of the rate of exchange, and looking back at 7 years old and younger and asking yourself, "Who was it that I felt I gave so much to and got so little back from?" When we kind of release them from that, understanding they did the best they could with what they had at the time, that it wasn't personal, and we can, like, kinda pour out the wrath and, I know, forgive, it helps us open up because when we're filled with resentments or lower vibration, then that doesn't allow more to come in. As we pour out that wrath, kind of, I love how someone said it, refusing to no longer be a vessel of pain because of someone else's actions or non-actions. It's probably more likely, words or silence. It's usually the emptiness, someone that we felt wasn't there for us, meant that we didn't deserve it, and that's that undeservedness that as you release it, opens up the gates to allow stuff to flow towards you. So I feel like that's an important piece to look at here. If you want, I think I have a video on this. I think I have one on the 6 of Pentacles. Let me throw it out here. I think I shared this yesterday, but I had a video, so here it is for everybody, and I will put it under your name on the free list, under your name, um, for the pinned comment at the end when I, um, post that. That'll be on there for you if you wanna check it out. Right? So that is what they have for you, my dear. Many blessings to you. Hey, Velvet Flower Witch, good to see you. I got your free question. We'll get you on the list here too. All right. We'll continue moving down. We have Minaheel up next, 15314. So let's get you on here. There you are. And any new people, friend coming in your life this year or next year? All right, let's take a look here. See what we have. So, any new people, friends coming into your life, let's say this year and next year. All right. So, this year, got the 7 of Wands. This year feels like more, not so much friends, um, but I feel like you are, with the 7 of Wands, it's standing out, being true to your authentic self. You're really learning to just shine bright, not dim your light, kind of energy, which does have you meeting some new people, but they feel more acquaintances. I feel like you're meeting people and you're being seen this year, more than friendships. Yeah. And then next year, I feel your life feels full with the 10 of Pentacles, which is, you know, definitely this energy of friends and family and maybe even relationship, next year. So it just feels like your life feels very full in 2027. 2026 is kind of you standing true to yourself and learning to be yourself and not shrinking as you interact with people. finding out who your people are and who they're not. But then next year, I feel like is when you get solid friendships and more. But you do meet new people this year, but I feel like they're seasonal. You know how you have people that are in your life for a day, a season, or for life. These feel seasonal, like for right now. So that's what they got for you. Many heals and many blessings to you. Hey, Moncloa, good to see you. We'll get you on the free list here. Add some more space here. There we go. All right. Then we have Aditi up, 155.24. So Aditi, hello, hello. Good to see you. And message from Spirit. What is your next gift to expand? Ooh, all right. Let's take a look here. What is the one that's ideal and very supported with energies and life to expand? You do have, well, you have the High Priestess. So very much a spiritual gift, right? She's very empathic and connected to the spirit world. And you have the Four of Swords. So this has to do more with mindset energy or mental energy. And I feel like what you're expanding here, you're learning to turn down the noise of fears of the outside world, supposed to be, should be's, limiting thoughts and beliefs. Because this Four of Swords, they're sleeping on the fourth sword down here. And that's the higher wisdom. That's seeing things from the higher perspective, from a place of unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace and play, that higher frequency. And it allows you to not really hear like audible words, but it's about like, we would call it like words of knowledge that just drop in and you just kind of remember. It's- the way I explain it is like even these readings, I'm like, it's like I'm remembering something that's already happened. It just kind of feels like it's back here where information just drops in and it's just, I know this. It's a knowing. And I feel like this is what's expanding for you, and how you're learning that, I feel, is you're learning what voice is your human intellect and ego and, those internal voices from everything we've been given in our life. You're learning the difference between all those voices and the higher whispers of spirit. And you kind of whittle through it by, as things come up within you, and you're like, oh, I bet this is going to happen. And it doesn't. Something completely different happens. You're like, oh, that was my mind. That was something in here, not something from up here. Eventually, one voice stands out and it always comes true. You discover that what it was telling you was what somebody was going through, and blah, blah, blah. And you realize, oh, wow, this is the loud, noisy ones. This is the silent whisper. And the more you turn down your fear noise, the more clearly you hear from up above. So that, I feel like, is what you're developing and what is coming next for you as far as your gifts. So I love that for you, Mini Heal. That is what they have for you. So many blessings to you. Hey, JoJo's back. Welcome back, JoJo. As soon as I see your question, I will jump to you. I'll continue in free readings until I see that. So Touch of Love, you are up 158.36. So here is your time stamp. And you want to ask of Spirit if you will ever, 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 ever be back together with Pisces in the future. It's a Taylor Swift. I know, is that Taylor Swift? Yeah, it is Taylor Swift, I think. Anyway, let's see here. Based on your current energies, no, I don't feel like it. You have the Nine of Wands, which is like a barrier. Like they are being kept away. You are being kept away from each other for you, because you have the King of Pentacles. You have this grounded individual who has abundance in the outside world, rooted from this solid foundation of their worth on the inside that they define inward and upward. So that's someone that knows who they are, very grounded individual, very down to earth individual. So I feel like you're not meant to be with this Pisces in the future. There's someone that's more in alignment for you and matches your energy, and someone more in alignment for them that matches their energy. So I don't feel like, um, based on this energy right now, that I do feel like you're being separated from each other for yourselves because of your higher selves wanting it. It's not being done to you, it's being done for you. I know. Sometimes it feels like to you, but this is for you. All right. So that's what they have for you. Touch of love. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Root Bobby, you are up 20022. Look at all these twos. All right. And you want to know coming week reading, please? What's coming towards you? I got this and this. I got the Magician and the Death card, two major arcana, which is kind of this ending and beginning energy. Death card, of course, endings. Magician being the number one, but it all is here with the Magician too, which is, taking the energy of above and being a conduit, bringing this um, essence, this love of who you are on the inside out into the world in your own special, unique way. So it does feel here like there's this great energy pushing you to let go of what no longer serves, that which is more of the mind and of the old path that has been on purpose for a purpose for you. But now it's this movement into what is more aligned with who I want to be and where I want to go. And I do feel like you get clarity here, but I feel like, and I don't feel like this is, um, being determined outside of you. Sometimes we have things happen in our life where things are removed, like a tower moment to, go, oh, well, I guess I need to go in this direction now because that's not available anymore. This is you deciding, going, this doesn't feel right for me anymore. I want to go do this. This feels like me going in this direction. So I feel like there's that kind of energy coming in for you here. Huge ending and beginning. Significant. It is major arcana. So it is, big energies of significant changes for you. So that is what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. All right, Jojo, it looks like you put something, but you did it. Oh, did the cat like you? You're so funny. All right. So we will jump to you real quick. We got here 20235 for number two here. So thank you for your additional donation. Appreciate that. And you want to know, does the cat like you? Oh, the cat, that you're cat sitting? So let's take a look here. These are always fun. Let's see here. All right. So like at the bottom of the deck, we have the Hermit card. I love it because I consider myself like more like a cat personality than a dog personality because I'm like I like being by myself and when I want to be pet, I'll come around to you. You can pet me, and then when I'm done, I'll and all right, I'm done. Or pet me with your eyes. Don't touch me. But that's the kind of energy that's coming in here. It's pretty funny. Um, because they're pretty independent, and that's what I love about cats. Yeah, they're independent. And that's that kind of energy. It's funny, all the cats that I always got, I probably shared this before. Because I wanted cats because I wanna, like, walk in from work, and then the cat raises his head and goes, "Hey," and I go, "Hey," instead of a dog who's like, "Oh my god, you're home," and jumping in excitement. I'm like, I want low key. All the cats I got ended up being dogs and cats' bodies. They loved to fetch. They'd come running to the door and, circle, 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 wouldn't leave me alone. Um, and I'm like, "All right, well." That's funny. Let's see here. We've got 1, 2, 3 cards coming in here, and I feel like, you're growing on them. Yeah, the Page of Wands. They love your energy with the Page of Wands. So they like that. So they're drawn to you, um, and they like the energy. But I feel like it says, "You're growing on me." Got the 4 of Pentacles, the Emperor. Yeah, got the solid foundation. You know, they just want you to know that, though you're in my home, I don't know, are you in their house? Because 'Cause they're like, "This house is mine. I'm the ruler of this house. Just let's make it clear. Even if I'm in your house, this is my house. Let me make it very clear, because this is the message." They're just like, uh, "Just so you know, I'm the ruler. I'm the pharaoh." That is funny. And then you also have here, it's building into this energy. Yeah, we got this moon energy. There's a lot of emotion that's here below the surface here. Yeah. And you got the Page of Pentacles, which is um, a growing success energy. And the Six of Wands. Yeah, it's a victory energy, equal. And I feel like that's what it's growing to. They're like, yeah, you've been growing on me. But just remember, I'm in charge and I say when. What is this last card here? Yeah, the Empress. They do love your emotional energy, your nurturing energy. And they do love that, um, because you do have that energy about you and the care, and they know that and they feel safe around you. So yeah, I like that. Feels very positive. So good stuff there. I know. Aw, let's see what your dreamer card says here too. Since I put these other cards back in here. Meow meow. All right, let's see here from the Dreamers deck. What else do they want you to know here? All right, this one here. Oh, I know that incredible things happen when I surround myself with supportive people. I am loved. So you are loved. They are supportive. I feel like they also will, they come around. Of course, purring energy is them showing that they care and that they also, want this, to help you heal and to support your energies too. So I love that. Yeah, meow, meow. It's what cats do. All right. So that is what they have for you, Jojo. Thank you again for your additional donation. I love cats and their energy. Meow. All right. So we will return to the free readings here. Up next, we do have Leslie 20808. Look at those repeating numbers. So, Leslie, there is your timestamp. How is next week going to go, please? Let's take a look here. Based on current energies, you do have the 10 of Pentacles coming in here, which is definitely this abundance energy that is coming in. So very positive energies. And the 6 of Wands in the World card, 2 more victory energies. And it is obtaining um, a certain point of success, like something you're wanting to achieve, and then, it's about going to the next step. So I feel like you achieve something that you definitely wanted to reach a certain point in, and then it's, "Okay, now I'm ready to go to the next level, start on the next part of the adventure too." So 3 very positive, abundant cards. So, positive things definitely happening. If you were looking at a specific if something would be successful or not, that's not just a yes, that's a hell yes. So very positive energies there. And I don't have anything else for that. Short and sweet this evening for that. And that is what they have for you, Leslie. So cheers. Cheers of the green beers. Many blessings. Hey, is that Mary Lily? Sorry, I did see her from earlier there. I just didn't give you a shout out. My apologies. Hello, good to see you. I will add you on here. Um, and I'll put you on the free list. If you have a specific question, you can throw it out there. Otherwise, I'll give you a general read. So whatever you would like, just let me know. There's a little list going on, so it's going to be a little bit before we get to you. All right. It's first come, first serve for free readings. If you do want to get prioritized, a donation of any kind, and this is for anyone, we'll move you to the front of the list. We'll dive deeper as well. Free readings are generally 1 to 2 cards, and we'll do that. Let's see. I've got here, just so everyone knows, we've got Ashish up next, plate of spaghetti after that, Rose Crump, Maria P., Olivier Vergara, Melissa Hodzik, Sean G., Kat Mia, Lily Cherry Blossom, Velvet Flare Witch, Chloe, and then Mary Lily is where you'd be right now. All right. So I'm going to take a quick sip here. Cheers, cheers, everybody. All right. So Ashish, you're up 210.58. There is your timestamp. And is your future wife, are they younger or older than you? And any messages from her? All right, let's take a look here. Younger or older? Thank you. And what message? All right. So younger or older? You got the hermit. Wow, really older? No. You're robbing the grave. No, it's not that bad. I do feel here, with it being the number 9, that they're slightly younger than you, because the way that spirit was bringing it to me is if it was a 10, then it would be the same age. If it was a number under 10, that's younger. If it was something like a page, a queen, a king, or a knight, that would be older. But this is 9, just slightly younger than you by maybe anything from like a year to 2 or 3 years younger. Not a huge difference. Their message for you, yeah, we've got this 9 of cups, this dream come true energy, and this judgment card, which is this calling, this drawing, to like seeing things from a different perspective. I feel like her message to you is, I'm unusual. I'm I'm not what you would have thought would be your dream come true. So I feel like when we're looking at expectations of what we've been told we're supposed to want, need to want, and blah, 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 we have that influence of the who we think we're supposed to be with. They're like, I'm outside the lines, and I'm not ordinary, but I'm extraordinary. So I feel like in a way they're saying, do the unexpected and you'll meet me. That's when you'll meet me, is when you do the unexpected instead of the expected. So color outside the lines is what she's encouraging you to do. Ooh, I like that. I'm not ordinary, but I'm extraordinary. So that is what they have for you, Ashish. So many blessings to you. All right. And Mary Lily, should you have help with this? Okay, very good. We'll change your question here to be that. All right. Boom, boom. All righty. Let me just get a couple more of these ready here. Sorry, I have to do my little squigglies for my after posting here. Here, I just have a couple more. Let me just finish them all real quick here. Then I'll just be flying through the readings here. All right. So, plate of SpaghettiOs, 2/14/16. Here is your timestamp. Boom, boom, boom. And so you had 2 questions. William's energy after you told him I loved him and let him go yesterday. All right. So we'll do 1 card for that. There it is. And then number 2, current energy between you and Jackson, who you matched with a second time today. All right, let's take a look here. So William's energy, after you told him you loved him and let him go, 10 of cups. It's joyful energy. So very happy. I just feel like, with this endings and beginnings energy of the 10 of cups, I feel like they love that you told them that you loved them, but I feel like they know here it's for the best that you guys are separated because that's got kind of energy that's weaved in with that there too. They're like, someone had to be the adult, make the decision, and I'm glad it was you that made the decision. 'Cause then, they know that you told them that you loved them, but they also know what's for the best for you guys too, I feel like. After they kind of got over the what, they realized that. The current energy between you and Jackson, who you matched, got the 7 of wands. They do like this fiery side of you here with the 7 of wands because this is about, like, being true to your authentic self, not dimming your light, not asking permission to shine, and I feel like you kind of been a bit sassy in this energy, and you're just like, "I'm gonna be me," and I feel like they really like that fiery side of you is what's really attracting them, a lot in this, um so I feel like if you guys haven't chatted, the way you present yourself on, like, your profile or whatever is just like they're like, "Wow, I like this. I like this fiery, fiery person." Um, and I feel like that's a lot of that, the Wands energy is the passion, the physical attraction, the energetic attraction. So I feel like that's where they're at right now with the current energy between the 2 of you. It's a lot of it's not emotion yet, of course, it's more of that attraction of the fire meeting fire kind of energy. So, hopefully that makes sense, but that's the energy that's coming in for you right now. So many blessings to you. Alright, and then Rose Crump is up to 1718. So, Rose, here's your timestamp. And you would like a general message, please? All right, let's see here. What does Spirit want you to know here in these two? And you've got the Hermit and the World card. Wow, two major arcana coming in here. The Hermit card does tell me that there's been this kind of period of feeling maybe isolated, like you've been in solitary confinement in a way, but it's been for you, and you've been really learning and growing a lot. Um, and healing a bit physically, it feels here too. But it started from the inside, making its way out, very Virgo energy from the Hermit. And the World card is that is about to end. And because of what this inner work that you've been doing and with this feeling separated and connecting with spirit and growth, that you're reaching this culmination. The World card is the last card in the major arcana, which is an ending of an old cycle, the beginning of a new adventure, free of a lot of expectations, a lot of supposed to be's and should be's, and these small t truths rooted in fear. And there's this awareness and looking at the world as more of full of possibilities instead of restrictions. That's a lot of what you were letting go is restrictive energy, which Virgo energy, we can get into our heads and try to define things too much and repress instead of expand. But I feel like that's what you were learning with this kind of hermiting time was to let a lot of stuff go. And now you're seeing things from a different perspective because we don't see the world as it is, the world card. We see the world as we are. And as we change, our experience of the outside world changes too. So I feel like that's what's happening here. And you are this phase is coming to an end of and then you're going to be able to put what you've learned in solitude into practice externally. Don't worry, you don't mean doesn't mean that you're going to be like around tons and tons and tons of people. You get to ease your way back into hanging out with some individuals, not because I kind of feel like you're a little introverted like I am, where you're like, ew, people out in the outside world, what? This is enough for me. Actually, I have this t-shirt that I have on my list someday to buy. It says, "You read this shirt. That's enough social interaction for me today." Anyway, that's what they have for you, Rose. Hopefully that resonates for you. That's what they got. Many blessings to you. All right. And then we got Maria P in the house. So Maria, thank you so much for your donation earlier. This is for your free reading and a general for you and Wally. All right. They want that one. What else? And that one. All right. Yes, 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 yes. So I like it. Got two major arcana here. You have the Temperance card, which on one side is, trust that even when things don't seem like they're growing and moving forward, that they truly are, that eventually it does turn to gold. In the meantime, while you're allowing things to unfold in their timing, you, as the emperor of your life, and we talked about this earlier, that you get a lot, the emperor a lot, and the king of wands a lot, which is while you're allowing this relationship energy and the progression, that doesn't mean that you can't decide what you're wanting in your heart, not your mind and all those expectations that we all have. The emperor clears the throne room, get all these ideas and supposed to be's and should be's and all that into that box over there. And then you sit with your heart, your high heart, and go, what is it that I want for my life? What is it that I want to experience? What is it that when I'm 110 on my deathbed or, sitting back reflecting on my life, what is it that I would have wanted more of? And what is it that I want to create? Creating a plan and putting energy behind it, not just, wandering about. But what is it specifically that you're wanting to create? Because you are the creator of your life, and it's an independent experience from Wally. Wally can be a part of your life, but he's not your life. What is it that you want your life to be, right? So I feel like that's the message for you in this one. So thank you. Many blessings to you. All right. And then we have Livier Vagara. Ooh, look, 2, 22, 22. Didn't you say you were getting a lot of twos lately? It seems to be. Maybe that was someone else, or maybe it was you. But there you go. You got them anyway. What do the Tarot want to tell you? Let's see here. What does Spirit want you to know right now? Okay, got this one and this one. Queen of Swords, Four of Wands. Yeah, I feel like you just need to know that there is out there someone that's going to be so compatible for you with the Queen of Swords. Someone who's intelligent, but not so in their head. They don't know what an emotion is. They're able to communicate their emotions. They're also not so emotional that they're emotionally unstable. It's a beautiful balance. Someone who just fits like a glove. And then you have the Four of Wands. There is a marriage out there, and it's just a matter of, I just feel like they're projecting for you going out there. When you get to your destination, I still feel like you're moving somewhere. Whenever you get to that destination and you get that foundation and you begin the job and you're getting things in, that's when they enter your life and when you meet them. But you do have that. I feel like they just wanted to give you a little bit of hope around love, but it's someone that you don't have to shrink around or try to be someone or blah blah blah. It's you being true to yourself, them being true to themselves, and in that you guys just are so compatible. You fit like a glove. So I like that for you, Olivier. That's what they have for you, my dear. So many blessings to you. All right. And then Melissa Hodzik is up to 2409. Here's your timestamp. Boom, boom. And hey, please, dear, any advice? Does the biz trust your perpetrator on your job? Okay, we'll take a look here. So cheers, everybody. I'm going to take a quick sip here. So the boss is what you mean, right? because it's right next to the I. I was just thinking, so does the boss trust your perpetrator on your job? All right. Based on their current energies, is there trust here? um, I feel here with the Knight of Cups, I wouldn't say trust because the Three of Swords, I feel like your boss doesn't trust a whole lot of people. I feel like they've been screwed over a lot with the Three of Swords. But the Knight of Cups feels like they they get along with them. And so you might see them laughing and, blah, 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 blah. Because I feel like there's this kind of connection that they have, something in common that just makes them, be able to get along really well with them, but they don't trust them. They're trusting this Three of Swords is this. I don't feel like your boss trusts very easily. And even though, they can kind of have this kind of what perceives to be like a friendship of sorts, it's not a deep friendship. It's just like they have something in common. Like they went to the same high school or they like the same sports team or it's just something like that where it's like, oh, we can meet on that, but they don't trust him because they have this gut feeling of, mm, so their little spidey sense is going off, and their mistrust is going weep, weep, weep. So I don't feel like they do, even though it might appear that they're getting along. So hopefully that makes sense. That's what they got for you there, my dear. So many blessings to you. All right. And then we got Sean G 22638. Oops, 38. There's no 68 in minutes. There you go. And you want to know all your money just burnt up literally. You just want to know what is the message behind that? Why did that happen? All right, let's take a look here. Let's see what we got here. What message was coming in here for this? All right. Yeah, I do feel here. I mean, you got the Star card here and the Six of Swords. And this energy of the Star card is like our mental dream come true. And the Six of Swords is the questioning of our old ways of thinking, leaving some old ways of thinking behind to move into new ways of thinking. At the core of this, and I feel like this is something that you've been so uh joyfully experiencing, right? This last year, possibly, about money, right? Money and abundance has been at the forefront of your adventure. And there is something about redefining what a dream come true is, that having a certain amount of abundance and money, and I know money makes the world go around these days, um, is what we're taught, but there's millionaires and billionaires who kill themselves, which means that's not the source of happiness. Yeah, it can make it easier, with things in life, but we are taught in a way to define our worth by money and abundance and what it brings. And I feel like this has been a growing lesson to free you from that which takes so much of your energy, right? It We are in this, energy, and we're kind of taught and grown up in our society today, especially in America, of, you need to have this or this is who you are and who you're not, and we have it defining it. And I feel like this is this seeing things and realizing that it's not your money that defines who you are. And I feel like there's this huge spotlight being shown on that area of your life so that you can be free from the burden that it brings. And sometimes it is losing everything at some point in our life to realize that I'm still alive and I'm still fine and that I'm not defined by all that. I feel like is where all of this is pointing to, and that you're redefining what your dream come true is. One, I'm alive. Other people, so a lot of people woke up this morning not being alive. If your money really literally burnt up like in a fire, I didn't burn up in the fire. My identity didn't burn up in the fire, but some old ways of thinking are burning away along with that. So, um, I feel like that is why it's happening for you, and I know it's hard when you're in it to go, "I feel like this happened to me," and it's like, but there is a gift in it that you will see, and there's this freedom that comes in with it all, because it's gonna allow you to have this shift in your life where abundance comes in because of you knowing who you are, not, reflected into the financial piece of your life. And you're gonna be like, "Yeah." So, hopefully that helps a little bit, Sean. Sending a lot of love. I know that's not a fun place to be in, but it's a freeing place to be in. So hang in there. All right, Olivier. Oh, yeah. So it was you that it appears, there. Yeah. Olivier, yours was like they want you to have this hope, that knowing that in the future, there is this relationship that's out there. If you're giving up hope about finding love, that love is on your adventure, but once you move is where it'll be. Not like where you're at locally, globally, like they brought in. All right. Mary Lily. So who we have left? We got Cat Mia, Lily Cherry Blossom, Velvet Flare Witch, Moncloa, and then you, Mary Lily. So you're the fifth one with five remaining. All right. So Cat Mia, you are up to 3208. So here is this here. So meow meow to you here. And why did you choose SM in this life? All right, let's take a look here. Why did you choose them in this life? God if I know. I'm just kidding. Four of Cups, King of Swords. Wow. So with the Four of Cups energy alone is an energy of, and it's really at a core of why we choose really any interaction in our life. Everyone's a mirror to point us back to ourselves. And the King of Swords here, which rules over swords but gets a second portion of swords, there's this energy of uh you know not only the mental energy of being the ruler over it, they're the master of thought and belief and the master of story. And I do feel here, I mean, you can see here in this card the way they have it here. This is like the universe pointing you to your heart, to your self-love, to the power of who you really are. And I feel like you chose SM in this life to point back to the story of your self-love. And that is the adventure, that is the journey. They point you back to yourself. And we choose people that will help us, they'll challenge our stories, challenge this, um, perspective, what we think something it means, and they come in and they rattle our cage and go, "Look at this." And we're like, "What? Wait a minute." It's to help us grow. And that's really any relationship, and every person, everything in our life is always pointing us back inward and upward, because we come here like this, whoops, this tapestry over here, to have that contrast, to understand who we are by experiencing a lot of who we're not, and then other things pointing to us, like this would be us, right? Pointing to us, pointing back to us, pointing back to us, so that we can remember we're so much more than this human character. We're the actor behind the character, a powerful, supernatural, eternal spirit being made of unconditional love. This is just one expression of that among billions of expressions that we're experiencing all across universes and dimensions and frequencies, right? So that is what they have for you, Kentmia. Hopefully that helps. Many blessings. All right. Lily Cherry Blossom, you're up to 3520. Here's your timestamp. And please, why did Moaz come back suddenly in a romantic way? What's his true intentions? Fulfillment or just spending cool time? All right, let's take a look here. What spawned them to return and what are their true intentions? Okay. So, they came back in a romantic way here. You got the Four of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles is this energy of um, one part of it is defining our worth by the outside world, and I feel like wherever they went, it fell short, right? And when they were comparing the feeling of being with you than being with someone else, it felt empty. There's this energy of you feel like home to them. And by that, that's that comfortable, I feel safe, I feel secure around you. I didn't feel that with this other person. And their intentions, it's the Empress energy, which when you're looking at Empress energy, this is sensuality. It is what you can bring me energy. And I don't feel like I feel like it's a combination, spending time together. Yeah. Fulfillment, but not fulfillment um, like I want to fulfill your life. They are more looking at what you can do for me, how you can make me feel, what what abundance you can bring into my life. Because I feel like they're really focused in that. That's what that brought them back to you is what you're able to give to me. But I still don't feel this energy here that it's about, what can I make you happy? Can I bring you fulfillment in your life? No, what can you bring me? It's reminding me of my first ex when they, um, after things ended and they came by and they were trying to see if they could come back. Um, and they were like, well, I miss you. And I am an Aquarius sun, so keep that in mind, everybody. I was like, after you destroy my trust, they had cheated on me at least once that I knew of, probably a bunch more from conversations we had later in life. But because they had said I was a horrible, horrible, partner to you, and I'm like, oh, really? I don't want to know. I go, I already learned what I need to learn from you. You were my teacher. You taught me a lot about how I feel about myself. But my answer was, yeah, I'd miss me too. I mean, I gave you so much. You had it good. Um, so yeah, I would miss me too. I would want to be with me too. So hopefully that helps, Lily. I feel like they're trying to fulfill themselves, which is very human of us. But I don't feel like they're in it for a relationship to give you what they would think you would want. They'll give you just enough to make sure they're getting what they want, but I don't feel like they've really transformed a whole lot since they went away. I just feel like they're hungry for feeling safe again, and they do feel that with you, but what are you getting from it, right? So, that is what they have for you, Lily. So many blessings to you. Hang in there. Out they go. All right. Velvet Flare Witch, you are up to 39, 35. All right. You want to know his current feelings after your last reaction and hidden intention he doesn't reveal. All right. So his current feelings and hidden intentions. So his current feelings, so a 9 of cups. So it does feel very full and dream come true energy. It definitely feels like after your last reaction, it just still feels like they still have this hope energy in this feeling like things are um, unfolding the way that they would like them to be, at least in their current energy. What are their hidden intentions that they don't reveal? Yeah, the 4 of Pentacles. I just put this on the deck from this last reading. It came back out again. In the 4 of Pentacles, it does feel kind of the similar energy that I was just talking about. Is they're looking for their security. They're looking for something that feels like home. And really, every human's hidden intention of being with people, unless you're in this heightened place of unconditional love energy, is, as we're taught, I'm trying to define myself by the relationship I'm in, and I'm trying to make my self-esteem and my self-worth rise by being with someone and having the relationship I think I'm supposed to have. So I feel like it's uh, not a sneaky intention. I feel like it's just a human intention of trying to feel safe, trying to feel secure, trying to meet this idea of what a dream come true is supposed to be. But I don't feel like they found their self-love yet. So that they're thinking that this is where it's headed, but what happens is when we're in relationships and we haven't found our self-love, I can't give something I don't have for myself. And if they don't have self-love, then all they can give is passion and action and intention, but not emotion, right? Because until we find our own self-love, we can't give love to others. At least not a whole lot, because if this is how much I love myself, no matter how much love I wanna give you, it's just gonna trickle. No matter how much love you wanna give me, it's just gonna trickle in. The more I develop my self-love, as that expands, then my ability to give and receive love to people in the outside world also expands. So, hopefully that brings a little bit more of clarity. That's what they have for you, my dear. So hang in there. Many blessings to you. All right. And then we have Moncloa, 24241. So here is your timestamp. And will you get a job offer next week? All right. Based on current energies, what do we have coming in here? Will you get a job offer next week? None of those. All right. So I feel like they're going to make it very clear, and two just fell out. So you got the 6 of Swords and the 5 of Wands. I don't feel like you're gonna get a job offer next week, but I feel like it's progressing. You got the 5 of Wands moving to the 6 of Swords. The 5 of Wands is a change of energy, and the 6 of Swords is letting some old mindsets go that allows movement in the outside world. That's why I feel like there is this change coming. Might just, adjust energy a little bit, which what I mean by that is if I'm focusing in on like, God, I need a job, I want a job, I'm fearing that I won't get a job, all that is lack energy and it makes it harder for it to come to us. But if I swap that and change that to gratitude for like, if I don't have a job now, then I'm focusing on what I'm grateful about for the jobs that I have had. That gratitude energy allows job energy to come toward me, matching that energy that I put out versus pushing it away. And that's the mindset change is I'm focusing on what I do want, not afraid of what I won't get. And um but it's in an energy of gratitude toward it. Asking the creator, I would love a job and I'm going to trust you. This is the mindset change. I'm not in control. I'm going to do everything that I can do. Show me what I can do to help. But I give it to you, and you're going to bring me the perfect job in the perfect timing, the perfect way. And I know that timing one is the one that's like, oh my God, I need that as soon as possible. It's like when I focus in on I need, I'm pushing it away instead of going, creator, I'm gonna do the steps, I'm gonna put in the applications, wherever you're drawing me, um, you know, I'll follow and I'll follow your lead. Open it up, show me what's for my highest experience, and I feel like there's an energy here with the 5 of Wands too, is kind of getting out of our head of as opposed to, and where's your passion drawing you? Where's your heart drawing you? Because I feel like that's also some closed doors I'm seeing because those are the old and you're just gonna keep going in circles. Your heart is ready to, like, do something where you feel like living rather than existing, and so there's this. Where's your happiness, your heart, your passion leading you? Consider looking for jobs in that, um, and see that could be a mind change, right? The mind going, "No, no, no, you should do this, you're supposed to do this, you need to do this," and the heart's like, "Boycott, no, no, I don't wanna do that anymore. We did that enough, now it's my turn." Alright, so that's what they have for you, Moncloa, so many blessings to you. Alright. And then Maria, you said I can call you Maria? All right, Maria, here's your timestamp. Is that there? Boom. And should you have hope in this guy or is he just playing around? I want us to end up together. All right, let's take a look here. We'll see based on current energies um, about what their intentions are, just to give you clarity here. Because there's no shoulds from Spirit's perspective. Like, they're like, "Whatever you guys want," there's no right or wrong. There's just different choices, different experiences, different outcomes. Spirit doesn't see things as better, worse, good, bad, hopeful, not hopeful. It's just all adventure from their standpoint. So they'll give us energy around things. It's almost like asking them what ice cream you should eat. They're like, "Well, what flavor are you in the mood for?" So we'll see what flavors are here of their intentions, and you can be like, I'll try a bite of that. Doesn't mean I have to buy a gallon of it, but we'll see here. What are their intentions here? Yeah, we do have the High Priestess here, and we do have the Queen of Swords energy, and you know, I feel here. I know that was a big heavy sigh. I'm that's what I kind of feel is this because I know you want to end up together here, but this high priestess energy is like, why don't go slow, take a step back, go into your high priestess temple, look at things from a higher perspective, look at things from behind the scenes, dive into your emotions to understand why it is that you want to end up with them. You know, what is it about them that you think is so compatible and so beautiful that you would think that they would be your forever person? Because you had the Queen of Swords, which is also that's the compatibility of someone who can communicate their emotions and they're intelligent and they can show love and give love, but they're having you question that. Is that true? Or sometimes infatuation blinds us and we can fall for who the potential of who someone could be rather than really clearly seeing who they're showing me they are right now. Because from someone who used to always fall for the potential of who someone could be, 99% of the time they don't end up choosing to be who they could be. They more keep the patterns going of who they are, unless there's a significant thing that happens in their life to make them change. So I feel like they're saying, I don't feel like they are all cracked up to matching who you are seeing them as, because you're seeing them as their potential instead of who they really are right now. So I feel like they're like, take a breath, take a step back, try to see things clearly, and really, and sometimes trying to write down the details of why you feel like they're so perfect for you and um, why you want to be with them. You realize a lot of it is happening up here, not out here. Oh, well, they did that. And as we write down, they love me so much because they bought me nachos. And then you're like, oh, wow, that's not as a big deal as it is in here as it is out here. Once we write it down, we're like, that seems like such a more of a bigger thing that's here, right? Oh, yeah. So I, the energy that I'm feeling is like that they're showing you who they are, but you're kind of blinding yourself to the possibilities of who you want them to be or who they could be rather than who they're being. So I feel like it's just kind of take a breath, take a step back, and then watch and go in with your eyes wide open instead of like, what are those like Google glasses on where you're seeing a movie play in your head and you're not seeing the reality, right? Yeah. Well, yeah, write down those mixed signals because I feel like that's what you're seeing, right? Um, so I don't feel like their intentions are, this long-term, kind of thing because you're thinking this is what I want them to want, but that's where the mixed signals are coming in because the reality of who they're being isn't matching up to your mirage of who you're making them be. So, like, when you get rid of the mirage, look at who they really are. I feel like it'll become more clearer for you too. Um, and a bit of the mixed signals is they don't know what they want either. They're not sure what they want. So that's why sometimes you're getting sometimes this, sometimes that. They're just not sure what they want. Um, so hopefully that helps. I do have a free podcast too if you want some more insight on why humans do what they do, called The Easier Path, which I don't think I have any other readings. I will just throw this out here because it's part of my closing spiel. Um, so I do offer a free podcast called The Easier Path. And the playlists are all down in the description area of the video, or if you go to my main page, all the playlists are at the top if you want to check any of those um, episodes out. Also, I have a giveaway every new moon and full moon. We have a new moon coming up next week on the 18th. I have a giveaway where I give away one 30-minute personal recorded reading or one of my energetic hedges, whichever you prefer. So you want to get into that drawing, everybody, you can click on that link and it'll tell you how to get into that drawing. And then also before every new moon and full moon, I do put out a little video talking about how to make the most of that new moon. You get 10 new moon wishes and intentions. And for full moons, we have 10 release energies and affirmations, how to make the most of those. This one's for this new moon coming up. It's a powerful one too. So be sure to check it. All right. So that is that. You're very welcome. So sweet. All right, everybody. Well, I do have, let me just double check. There's no additional donations, no additional free readings. So we will close down for this evening. I am on every evening, Wednesday through Sunday, starting at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. So I'll be back tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time. So until then, remember every second of every day of your life, you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you guys again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. Have an amazing evening. Enjoy this new moon energy in your dreams. And we'll see you soon. Guys, take care.